The difference between Persian, Dari and Tajik language, part 2. Salam Durud, my name is Suleiman and I'm a Persian language teacher. This is my channel, Guftman. This channel is dedicated to Persian language, its history and literature. In our last video we spoke about the difference between Persian or Farsi, Dari and Tajiki. And as I mentioned, these three names are basically three names of the same language, although some consider them as separate languages. So today we will discuss some details, samples. So as I mentioned, that Persian is a name, or Farsi is a name, official name of Persian language in Iran, where Dari is the name in Afghanistan and Tajiki is the name of Persian in Tajikistan. And basically these three variants of Persian language in different countries are spoken, and when we speak about the literary language, there are no big differences. It's like maybe even closer than American, Canadian and British variants of English language, because geographically Afghanistan, Iran and Tajikistan are quite close, and historically they share the same literary tradition from 9th to 15th century. Persian classical literature from Bukhara and Samarkand up to nowadays Iran was the same. There were no differences in the language, classical language. So the differences appeared after 15th century, starting from 16th century. And nowadays even the name, these names are just modern as 20th century. But anyways, when it comes to differences, the main difference between these three languages could be phonetic. From the point of pronunciation, there are differences between Iranian Persian, Afghan Dari and Tajik Persian. First of all, the endings of many words in Iranian Persian is they have sound like for instance khane, sitare, name and so on, where in Afghan Dari and Tajiki it will be khana, sitara and nama. There's slight difference between Afghan Dari and Tajiki, where sitara will be pronounced by Tajiks of Tajikistan, and the Afghans will be saying it sitara with the sound at the beginning. So this is the first difference, that you can differentiate Iranian Farsi from Afghan. So when you hear at the end sound, that's mostly Iranian Persian, Iranian Farsi, not Afghan Dari or Tajiki. Apart from this, there are other phonetic differences. It's the majhul, so-called majhul vowels, the long sound and long o. They don't exist in the Iranian version of Persian language. These sounds existed in Middle Persian and then in early classical Persian, but they preserved now in Afghan Dari and Tajiki. So when the main difference, like the main sample could be word shir for milk and sher for lion. So Iranians don't differentiate, they pronounce both same by shir. They say for lion shir, and they say shir for milk, where line should be pronounced as sher, because this is majhul sound, which still is common for Afghan Dari and for Tajiki. But when you write it in the using Persian script, it will be the letter yo letter, so there's no differences. Although Tajiks in Tajikistan using Cyrillic alphabet, they will write it in different way, because using Cyrillic alphabet, it will be with sound. That's one of the main difference, like majhul sound and ma'ruf sound. We will speak about it later, more detail. And another sample from majhul sound could be the sir and ser. Sir, which is garlic, and ser, which is to be full with something, food, or so to not be not hungry. Again, Iranians pronounce it the same way. They say sir for garlic and sir for to be full, where Afghan Persian speakers and Tajiks would say ser for to be full. Where it comes to majhul, wawi majhul, which has slight difference between Afghans and Tajiks, but basically they are very similar. And Iranians, they don't have this sound, so it could be like shur, with the passion, and shur, which is salty, over salty. So again, Iranians pronounce both like shur. They don't differentiate salty and passion, and the meaning is based on context. Another difference in phonetic could be consonant q sound, which in many Iranian dialects, and especially in Tehran dialect, which is standard for all Iran, is pronounced like g, like ghain. So Iranians they don't have difference between qaf and ghain sounds. Both are g. Where in Afghanistan and in Tajikistan, the q sound is more authentic. And when it comes to words like Quran, or the words of qarar, mantaqa or mintaqa, in Afghan and Tajik will be pronounced like q, where Iranians will say Quran, Quran, or qarar, mantaqe, like this. This is mainly phonetic differences, although there are some other. And apart from phonetics, there are other differences. When it comes to lexical differences are in the literary language. Also, we can feel it. The one could be the word autumn. So autumn in Iranian Farsi is pais. Afghan would say khazan, and Tajik would say tiramah. But khazan is common for all. Everybody understand that because it mentioned in the classical literature. So pais also is getting more common, and such samples from one side shows the richness of the language, that you can call one thing using different words in each region. The word is different, and that is basically the richness of the language. And some other samples could be there as well. Grammatically, the literary language has no differences, where the spoken version there are differences, like maybe some verbs in both literary and spoken versions could be different. For instance, there were the verbs to sleep, to sit, and to stand in Iranian Persian, they use different form of tense. Like they say, if I'm sitting in Iranian Farsi, they would say nishaste am. It's like the present perfect, where Afghans and Tajiks would say meneshinam, which is present simple, basically. And same for past tense. If I was sitting in Iranian Farsi, I would say nishaste budam, where in other versions of Persian, they would say meneshastam. Same for khabidan and istadan. Khabide am in Iranian version, like I'm sleeping, and khabide budam, I was sleeping. Istade am, I'm standing, and istade budam, I was standing. So this both for Iranian Farsi, where for Afghan and Tajik, they will use normally present simple. These three verbs are different in both literary and spoken versions. So when it comes for spoken versions, for present tense, each version has their own present tense, which is not common for other. Like in Iranians, they say, if I'm doing something right now, they would use the verb dashtan to show that I'm doing it right now, not usually, not normally, but right now, like daram miram, like I'm going. Daram miram. Here, daram is the verb dashtan, which is normally has meaning as I have, but here we don't translate it. We just use it as to indicate that this is happening right now. And miram is the verb raftan in the present tense. And if Tajik or Afghan is not familiar with this tense, he might not understand what is other person is talking about. And some other differences also exist. We will try to speak about them in our next videos.